Five Rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
What's going on? What's going on? We back. You already know what time it is.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Raiders! You already know what time it is, man. Hey, make sure to clock in. We are going live on both our channels, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, another week, another loss, man. 4 straight losses for the Raiders.
Yeah,
man. At this point, man, it's really tough to watch these games, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the game. I watched it. I know everybody watched it that's watching this show, but it's tough. It's tough, bro. It's tough, especially with the quarterback play, the offensive. We'll get into it, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. We gonna get into the night crew in the building, man. Mario Jr. in the building. He just says Raiders, man. Just Raiders. He didn't even say Raid. He just says Raiders. But that's where we at this point, man. People just kind of they feeling down right now, you know. But hey, these losses might mean that the Raiders get their franchise QB. There might be a silver lining. Mark says third like of the show. There you go, my guy, man. Hey, man, gotta give you a salute, man. Yeah, make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, hit that. Hey, man, we going live on both channels, man. Make sure to like the video, man. So simple, man. Sacktown Raider Mike in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Like Mark says, clock in all.
Appreciate clock in.
My God, protect the shield. Chris in the building. This is my dogs. It's 50-50 time. Salute to y'all boys. Salute to the chat, man. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Thanks.
No doubt, man. If you haven't subscribed, yeah, definitely head over to Protect the Shield podcast, man, and subscribe to his channel, man. Does really good stuff on that channel. Appreciate him coming through. Xavier says Getsy gonna be gone first. Just straight up.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, man. We're gonna get into it, man. I actually put out a poll today asking the nation, should AP get fired? Because I'm hearing people kind of, being critical of AP and some of the criticism is fair. I'm not saying that AP is perfect, but then there's some criticism for AP, but also obviously Getsy, like no one at this point, I don't think anybody's a big Getsy fan. I mean, as far as his play calling at times, and we'll get into all that. So I put out a poll and I asked Raider Nation, who should be fired? AP? Because you fire AP, that you're basically firing the entire coaching staff, including AP. Or are you just firing Luke Getsy, maybe a couple of assistants? You know how it goes, right? Keep AP. We'll find out. I'm gonna put up that poll later in the show. What a weekend for football. Yeah, man. Hey, tune in for Around the Shield this week. We gotta reveal the winners and losers from the game picks this week, man.
I think you guys already know. I think you know what.
Oh man, taking shots already.
I tell you, man, I've been on Culture Kings already, man. I got some stuff bookmarked.
That's funny, man. That's funny, man. You know what? That I was like, you know what? I was doing cool. Like I wasn't like it was. I didn't have a bad weekend. It wasn't week one. Week one was like I think subconsciously I wanted the Raiders to get the number one pick, and then it just came out with my game picks. That's what happened. The first week of game picks.
It was tangy.
But one of the games that I picked, I'll just give you a sneak preview, was that Bears game. I don't know if y'all checked out that game. The ending of that Bears and Commanders game.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching it. I'm like,
you was feeling good. You was
I'm like,
good.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at like, Caleb Williams didn't have a great game. He didn't have a lot of time. It was pressured all game, but he's driving them down. Drives them down and leads a touchdown drive. They take the lead late. I'm like, oh, it's less than like how many seconds left on the clock? All right, yeah, this is gonna be tough for Jaden Daniels to come back and bring this, because it's got to go to, man, it's basically Hail Mary time, and that's exactly what happened. And man, that was crazy, man. You know what? Is that one of our flags on the play? That got to be one of our flags. That has to be one of our flags. Tyreek Stevenson is like basically taunting the crowd while the play is going on. He has his back turned. That's flag on the play. We gotta grab that. I gotta grab that. That's flag on the play.
Matter of fact, somebody sent that to me on IG too. It was like, that's karma. What's crazy is that I was watching the game because my son had his homecoming game on Sunday, and they had a tough loss, or whatever. So after the game, I took him. I took my daughters. Took him out to eat. So we was in a restaurant. And the game is up, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, dang, you know what? Like, they about to lose. Then as soon as he caught that in the middle of the restaurant, I jumped up like, yeah, I was screaming. Yeah. Everybody was looking at me. And I think I text you. I think I hit you up. I was like, man, like Jaden Daniels is that, but I forgot that you picked the Bears, so I know you was probably sick. Like,
I was like, yeah, because after that I was like, just tune in, man. Around the Shield this week, y'all see the picks and stuff like that. So we'll have a good time. That's pretty much what we're kind of like enjoying the season is the for us is the game picks. I'm enjoying the game picks, just paying attention to games. I'm not doing any fantasy. I like early in the season I was doing a little bit of fantasy, but I was really paying attention to it. But like the game picks, I kind of like that. Like it's kind of a little nice little wager with the hat. I'm just hoping, man. I already know you're gonna want a red hat, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna.
You already know. You already know.
Hey, it's still a lot of games left. Look,
It's still a lot of games left, bro. It's still a lot of games left.
Yeah, man.
I could have a rough patch.
Okay. All right. We gonna save this for Around the Shield, man. This is Around the Shield talk. This is the 50-50 show. We gonna get into the tough loss. Salute to Aladdin Saddam, man. Appreciate you coming through. Billy Davis in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Queen Raiderette, like, hey, she coming through and supporting. Appreciate you coming through. Anthony King, fire Luke Getsy. Have either Scott Turner or Edgar Bennett call the plays. It's gonna be interesting. You know what? Like, for what?
Yeah.
What? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, you think the season's gonna turn around? Like, when you fire your offensive coordinator, this is his offense. Like, we seen what happened when we fire OCs in the middle of the season. They literally don't have anything to change up from. Like, they're gonna be running the same offense. So the big change is gonna happen during the offseason. So if the Raiders want to fire Luke Getsy, it's gonna have. It makes sense to fire him after the season. And shit, if you want that number one pick, you know what I mean? You want that number. Hey, look. I don't usually talk like this, but hey, I'm keeping it real, man. Hey, I'm tired of this losing, and you can't be playing chess. You got to play checkers, and the Raiders got to figure out a way to get to the top of the draft, pick their guy, their franchise guy, pair him up with a top offensive-minded coach. Whether it be young, preferably if we can get a veteran in there so that he could stay in there for a while and groom the quarterback and have him comfortable in the offense. That's what I would like to see, and I know, that's preferable. I mean, I don't know what the options would be for maybe. I mean, we'll get into that. There's gonna be plenty of time to talk about that. Man, we got everybody pulling up, man. Make sure, like I said, make sure to click and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's just get into it, man. The game, fourth straight loss for the Raiders. Tough game to watch. Defense, you know what? 2 straight weeks where, I felt like they played well enough to win, like straight up. Like they did their part. It's just the offense is just struggling right now, and part of the reason, obviously, is Minshew, but Minshew kind of started the game well. He didn't play to begin with. It wasn't, and then after a certain point, he kind of struggled, a little dinking and dunking, and then eventually he turned the ball over, and the rest is history. I like that. Tyree is out here making plays. Got a sag, making plays in the run game. I'm like, all right, Coach Tyree. Hey, man, that's what I like to see, man. Tyree getting better. If there's gonna be a silver lining this season, and we see some of these young players develop, that's just gonna be even better for the future of the Raiders, But yeah, man, it's tough to watch. I guess a good example of last week's game would be this right here.
Look at that man. Look at that man.
On third down. Was this on third down? I think this was on third down, right?
It was. He had 2 plays. He had 2 plays out there. He actually ran a route. 2 routes. Looking clean.
Yeah.
We call him sweet feet. Sweet feet there. You have to look at that stance, bro. Look at that stance. That stance is clean, man. That's textbook stance right there, brother.
If y'all don't know, man, this is an actual play from Sunday where they lined up offensive tackle, right tackle Thayer Munford on the outside, and this was a third down play. And I think this is the play that he fumbled. Was this the play that
Minshew fumbled?
This is the play that Minshew fumbled.
He was out wide 2 plays in a row, though. That's the thing. He was out wide 2 plays in a row. The first one, I think we threw a pass to. Forgot who we threw a pass to. We threw a pass to the other side of the field. And then the second play, Minshew tried to scramble and that's when he fumbled. But not there. Look at that man. Look at that man. Look at that man's stance, brother. Hey,
positional change. Because I mean,
bro, get him out there.
I mean, Glaze is probably going to be the future right tackle. From what it looks like. I mean, he struggled this week, but I mean, I can't really get mad at him. I mean, Chris Jones was lining up everywhere. They literally
out there too.
Carla, you know what I'm saying? Like it's rookies are gonna have some tough games. You know what I mean? That's part of their development process. But I think Glaze early on looks like he might be a good player at that right tackle spot. But yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, it's tank season. That's where I'm at. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was watching the game. I had no emotion. I was just staring at it. I was like, yeah. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't like, oh yeah, I like the defense playing well. I like that Moore got that interception. I wish he scored. He got that. I wish he was able to take it to the house, but it is what it is. What are your thoughts on the game and the outcome and how it unfolded?
Yeah, man, I'm completely unbothered by the result of the game, bro. I'm completely unbothered. I keep saying it's strategic substitution season, #SS. Let me see everybody put those SS's in the chat or in the comment section. It's all about winning the top 3 pick. That's what it is. We're losing games, but we're winning the better pick. And that's where we're at right now with it, man. So I was cool. Look, not only was I okay with them losing because I want a better pick, but in our pick'ems, I picked the Chiefs too. So I'm like, bro, this is just helping me in so many ways. Not only am I gonna win this pick'em and give me another hat, but we can get our franchise quarterback, man. It was all good for me. It was all good for me.
Yeah. Nah, I mean,
yeah, man. It is what it is. Like nowadays, like I don't even get mad. As my brother Chris from Protected Shield says, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think we kind of knew, like, if you've been watching the Raiders long enough, you kind of know, you knew that this was going to be a long season. Like, going into the season, we're like, damn, like our quarterback situation. But then we're kind of hoping that the defense was going to just be so great, and other parts of the team, like the pieces that we have on offense, were going to be so good to cover up the weaknesses that we have on this team. And that wasn't the case. Defense they dealt with injuries. They weren't as good as we thought they were going to be early on, even though they've played well enough to win at times. This offense is just more of the same. It's like almost identical copy from last year. I mean, I think they're just struggling. And we kind of seen it though. We kind of seen it coming. Like we knew the quarterback situation was shaky. Like, I'm not here to tell you I told you so, but literally every moment of the offseason, I'm like, why don't we sign Russell Wilson? Why don't we draft a QB? I'm sure that's what they were trying to do, but they didn't do it at any point in the draft. They had a chance to maybe get Russell Wilson for the cheap. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying this is tank season. I think they purposely put the players at certain positions to. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to say, but I'm sorry. Like, there's no way, like, that me and you can see that. Hey, man, Minshew's not good enough to just to announce as your starter at the beginning of the season, let alone Aiden O'Connell. Like, there's two quarterbacks where you're like, So, and they literally went into the season. They didn't make no trades. Malik Willis was available, and I'm not saying Malik Willis is a game changer, but he's better than what we have. Russell Wilson's better than what we have. Joe Flacco's better than what we have. Jameis Winston is better than what we have. Like, we have the worst quarterbacks in the NFL right now. We have the worst quarterback room in the NFL. Hands down. Yeah. It's not even close. Yeah. And going into the season, remember we had this conversation where we were like, hey, Like, let's rank the Raiders quarterback room, and we're trying to be like, they're somewhere in the 20. They got a lot to prove. Watch, we got pieces on offense. Maybe Minshew's gonna have a breakout year. Maybe he finally gets his shot. But we seen it. It's not good enough. He's trash. He's not good. I want him gone after the season. AOC, he could stay. He getting paid. He's not getting paid a lot. He's not going to stop the Raiders from making moves to better the team. I think Minshew's contract, even though it wasn't outlandish like maybe a Jimmy G, I think it's still a bad contract because he's not good. Like, he's adding no value to this team. I don't want him in the game, even if a quarterback gets hurt. And hopefully that doesn't happen in Raiders' future, but usually, you want to fortify that obviously the starting QB, but even that backup, you also want to, because you never know. You want to have someone back there that you can trust to win you at least a game or two before when a quarterback is down. And Minshew's just so bad. I can't even. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch, man. But it's tough.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, look, Minshew is likely gonna be gone. But if I'm Minshew, bro, I want to get the hell up out of here too. like Minshew has never, nowhere he's been has he struggled this much. So it was just a bad fit. Yeah, you already know what time it is, Mark. You already know what time it is. If you see some good ones,
hey Mark,
send them my way at the Severe Raider on IG, at the Severe Raider on everywhere. Holla at me if you see some good hats. Shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him the Big Mike and the Pharaoh, and I'll make my.
Hey, Mark. All I'm gonna say, Mark. That's how it is, man. All right. You know what? Look, hey, it's still a lot of games left. Hey, still a lot of games. Hey, you better not.
It is a lot of games left.
Hey, look. I'm just saying. It's any given Sunday. I know what you're doing. You're being conservative now. You're trying to you're trying to maintain, but when you play not to lose, hey, I'm just saying. You play not to lose.
I've been consistent. Even when the Commanders could have had Mariota, I was like, no, what? I'm going with the Commanders. I went with the Commanders. I took a risk on Tua. Tua burnt me though. I took a risk on Tua. That burnt me because I was his first game back. But we'll talk about this on Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Friday. But 831 Raider has a question for you. He says, which QB starts this weekend?
Which one do I want to start or which one do I think starts? If it's which one do I think starts, I still think it's Minshew. Which one do I want to start? Probably Minshew. He's been losing, so let's keep this going. Let's keep that going. So at this point, what are we winning games for? Like seriously, I know people don't like to hear that. What's the purpose? So y'all feel good about yourselves? What are we finna do? Are we about to compete for what? We're not about to go nowhere, man. Bottom this thing.
If y'all, not to cut you off, but if y'all watch me long enough, I've always kind of been against tanking and losing games, and I always want to see competitive football, but this is so bad. We can't just. There's no way the Raiders can just win enough games where we don't get the player that we want. That's what happened last year. We see it play out. Obviously, AP became the head coach.
Yep.
Cool. That's fine. That's great. He won those games, and it just had me thinking if McDaniels would have coached the entire season, we probably would have lost. I said this before. If we lost, we probably would have lost a lot. Majority of our games with McDaniels as head coach. And then guess what, guys mentioning Jane Daniels. Look, Big Bosco says AP wanted Daniels, Jacobs, who are both playing good, but we would have mortgaged our future, so we might have been hurting either way. Has to organize. But you got to be aggressive, though. You got to be aggressive. If you know that's your guy, you got to go get him no matter what. And
they should have did that early on in the process. They waited till it kind of got identified that, okay, he's going to be the number 2 over or whatever, right? And at that point, it was too late. Even for Penix, right? They tried late in the process. They tried to get it for Penix. At that point, it was too late. If you identified them as your guy, they kind of try to play the game of we're gonna wait for him to fall to us, but they should have went up and got him. like we did in our mock draft, as a matter of fact.
My guy Sacktown, man, with a super chat. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. Sacktown Raider Mike says, Pharaoh Severe Less, aka Pinhead, was released from ICU today. Told me to tell y'all how you felt. Hey man, hopefully all is well. Pinhead is that his name in the chat? When he I'm trying to think, like, is that in the chat? But like, salute to him. Hopefully he gets better soon, man. That's, you know, health is wealth at the end of the day, man. But appreciate the super chat, man. And prayers to him, man.
Yeah, facts, man. If we have a call-in show in the future, man, you know, make sure he calls in.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah, we gonna have a call-in show, man. I know people want to talk about this team and how they're tired of who, and we're gonna get into, because the conversation right now, we're gonna get to it, because I know everybody's trying to talk about Mike, man. I appreciate the super chat again. AP versus Luke Getsy, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's not waste any time. Yes. Let's not waste any time real quick, man. Hey, this is funny. Sad part.
He was open.
He was open.
Hey,
he was.
Look, he ran a clean ass route, bro. Look, I'm not about to hate on this man. All right, he was out there living his best life.
Yeah, nah, facts. White Tice says, I'm fully aboard the Shador train. Pause. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to give you one of them, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna have to give you one of them in a second, man.
Pause.
For real. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. It is what it is. Queen says throw the whole offense away.
Yeah, outside of Brock and Jacoby, yeah.
Yeah. Brock, Jacoby, JPJ, you know what I mean? Glaze. What do you think of Tucker?
Meredith? Tucker.
He's replaceable. He's replaceable.
Yeah, he's definitely replaceable, bro. He's
just so small, man. That's the problem, man. He just hella.
Yeah.
He just I can't see him being more than a number 3. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, in a situation where, you know, obviously we had to trade away the number 1 receiver on the team, and Devontae, that kind of moved everybody up. So now you have Tucker basically starting on the outside, which I'd rather him kind of be that change-up guy, that guy that could come in the slot and, you know, use his speed. Because that's literally, they drafted him to be a slot receiver, but with speed, based off the outside weapons that we had, which was Jacoby and Devontae.
I mean, Trey Tucker is garlic butter, right? If you got like a steak, you throw some garlic butter on there, you good. You got some mashed potatoes, you throw some garlic butter on there, you good. If you just got a bowl of garlic butter, you like, what the hell is this? And that's what we got right now. We got a bowl of garlic butter.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. What's going on? Dylan Lobby is trash. I actually want to see Dylan Lobby play more. Honestly, let's play him. Yeah. Play him. Let him get reps. Get Dylan Lobby some reps. Like, find out if he's good. You know what I mean? You can't find out after one carry. I mean, obviously he fumbled, but let him go out there. Let him be featured. Throw him a screen or get him outside on the edge. Like, do something. Get him involved and see if he's any good. If not, either way, I think the Raiders should address that running back position. Like, that's to me, that's definitely a weakness on offense. Like, especially if we're gonna be going young at quarterback, I want a guy. Man, if we can get like a game changer, like, man, I was watching that Colts and Texan game, man. The run Mixon and Jonathan Taylor, man, nice. One of the best running backs in the league for sure. Yeah, definitely Mixon too, and I think he playing for pennies. I don't think he got signed for a big contract with the Texans.
He didn't. But part of that is just that offensive line as well, man. Like, part of that is the offensive line is playing well. So that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it, because just about every back they had, Devin Singletary had success last year. We talked about the other guy that they had. That, what was it, Pierce? Pierce. Like, he had success, you know. So it's like, part of that is scheme, part of that is the offensive line. as well. So we just, our scheme doesn't seem to fit our players, and just looking at the tape, our offensive line is just, bro, it is disgusting in the run game, man. It is to steal a word from Pharaoh. It is disgusting.
Nah, for real. Man, hey, LaBoomstick says Jameis is a Hall of Famer. I don't know about that one.
He a Hall of Fame teammate for sure.
Hall of Fame teammate. Okay, I could take that.
I
could take that, man. But
sure. He didn't have
he for sure, man. He just came here trolling. He came here trolling, man. That was he is the greatest ever. Jameis is my father. Oh, okay, man. Hey.
Okay. Well, hey.
How old are you, sir?
Salute to you and your pops, man. The best of luck. Congratulations on that win.
Yeah, that's funny. I got you, man. Hey, well, my bad. I seen it late. My bad. But I seen you. I got you, Mike. Man, what's good, Captain Rafuccio? Appreciate you coming through. Raf, man, appreciate. Yeah, Pharaoh. That's the problem. It's a lot of games left. It's amputating a body part with no anesthesia. Oh man, it's tough, bro. It is so ugly to watch. And the thing is, this is familiar. It's not as bad though. It's not as bad, but this is familiar to them dark years. And some of y'all, I don't know if I think we got some people that's seen a whole lot of football, probably more football, obviously more football than me. You know what I mean? Like as far as like, I think for me it was more. My time was more like 02, late 90s, early 2000s, and above. I know some people who watch the Raiders back in the 80s, 70s. Like, hey,
they was good though.
They was good. Y'all seen some winning football, and I seen a little bit of winning football. And then when I say dark years, I'm talking about like after that Super Bowl, after that 03 season, because we went in 03. The Raiders went 4-12. And then from there to like, bro, that's
to win to now. What the here to now. We've had like we picked our head outside of the hole like once or twice to see what's going on, and then it's been all dark since then, bro. Somebody flashed a flashlight in our face once or twice, but ain't been no sunshine over here for a long time.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay. I know. Okay.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
Yeah, man. Man. Hey, hopefully he gets back to health, man. But appreciate the super chat and appreciate you shouting him out too, man. That's real cool, man. But I was gonna say, when I meant them dark years, I'm talking about like when the Raiders were going 2-14, quarterback play. We're running the bed and breakfast offense. Y'all know Art Shell, head coach you just mentioned. Like that was like there was no hope. Like literally no hope. Like I think the best thing about like those years is probably the offseason. Which is still the case nowadays. Yeah. And I get where you're coming from. Like literally most of the Raider fans' excitement is like the offseason. And then once we get to the season, we just get let down. But hopefully it's going to get better. Hopefully they can get that quarterback position, and then we improve the coaching staff, and how we do that is the question. Because with obviously Tom Brady coming into the building and all this talk, and people question AP as a head coach, and his game management is kind of questionable. But it's not even him. It's not even him. Like people are talking about AP managing the game. It's a guy that they hired to manage the game. Matt Sheldon. And it's his first year doing it. He's never done it. So I'm like, if he's never done it and it's not someone experienced, then AP should just do it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's ironic that you talk about us winning 2 games under our shows. There's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
A strong possibility we win 2 games this year. So, I'm here for it. If whatever's going to guarantee, look, we got to get in front of Carolina. Whatever's going to get us the best chance at a quarterback, I am here. The number 2 pick in the draft last year, look at where the Texans is at. The number 1 pick this year, and with Caleb Williams and the Bears, and the number 2 pick this year. Look where those teams is at. Hold up.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is too, like the Jets, for example, right? I thought that we weren't able to get. There was a possible chance that we're able to get Devontae Adams for maybe if he plays well enough, or the Jets somehow become good. This is this is when obviously when the trade went down. I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah. Maybe that pick could turn into a second. And then Raiders, obviously they're not going to be in the top of the draft. They're going to win a few games, so then they're going to have some trade ammunition, some trade compensation from that trade. Yeah. Man, the Jets are looking terrible. Is he going to sign a contract? I don't think he's going to sign an extension. He can't really sign an extension with the Jets.
That is comedy because he's been looking bad too. So it's like it's a situation where he probably done messed himself up. Not only so, first of all, he left Nevada, which is a no income tax state tax, right? Or no income tax state, and went to New York, who has some of the highest income taxes in all the country, to go play for Aaron Rodgers. There's a possibility Aaron Rodgers don't come back next year, and there's a possibility that the Jets just want to wash their hands of him, and then wherever he goes, they're not gonna sign him to that same kind of money that he's gonna be asking for. So he's in the if he was with the Raiders, the Raiders would have been desperate to keep him. But what are the Jets? The Jets not gonna they're not gonna be eager to keep him. Like, we got Garrett Wilson. We'll be all right at wide receiver. We'll get another young guy to pair with our other young guy, to pair with our young quarterback that we're gonna draft, and we're cool on you, Devontae. So he done painted himself into a corner, which is you make your bed, you got to lie in it.
Nah, facts, and I think it's gonna be tough too, because I'm not sure if he's gonna have to probably take a pay cut this offseason. Yeah. Because you know how the NFL and sports work is, it's what have you done for me lately? Facts. And obviously I don't know how the way it's looking with the Jets, he's not gonna have the numbers that he thought he was gonna have with playing with his old buddy Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. We'll see. I think they play the Texans this Thursday. That's going to be interesting. Everybody's going to be watching that game. It's Thursday, only game on Thursday or during the week, or the first game of the week of week 8 or week 9 this week. So we'll see how he looks against one of the best corners in the league too, Stingley.
Yeah, Derek Stingley, and the Kamari Lassiter is probably the best rookie corner this year. Him and Quinion. So you see he struggled against Christian Gonzalez. So, it's man, it's not looking too good. Not looking too good for him. Yeah. Not looking too good for him.
Xavier says keep Meredith for depth. He works well with good on linemen by him. Yeah, we definitely got to keep Meredith.
Oh yeah. Meredith's been playing well. I mean, man, shoot. I might even just do some shuffling in the offensive line, put JPJ at center, sit James ass down. And they can't let Meredith start at the other guard, move Parham back to the left.
Why? Hey, Tyson, that's what I'm saying. Trey Tucker, where he can be is the slot, can be a great slot in high-powered offense, but he cannot be the guy. He needs to be the 4 option. Yeah, because he got limitations. He got some obvious limitations. It's it's not like he ran a 4.2. I mean, he's fast. Don't get me wrong, he's fast, but I don't think he's not Jacoby Ford fast. Jacoby Ford coming out around.
I don't think he's Jacoby Ford, but he's still fast.
He's still fast. He's still fast.
I think he's still like a 4.4, low 4.3 guy.
What I'm saying, he ran a 4.4, but I mean at that point, you're pretty fast. If you're running 4.4 in the NFL, with pads on, it's just you're pretty fast. But I'm just saying, he's super small. So if you're that small, how are you gonna overcome that your size? You got to be able to you got to have great athleticism. You got to have speed. You got to, and he got a little bit of that, but I don't know if I want him started, man. And some people were comparing him to some people. Oh my God, man, Tyreek Hill. Come on, man. Why do we got to be like that, man? Why do people got to be like that?
I said when we drafted him, if he was Dante Hall, I'd be ecstatic,
Oh
right?
yeah,
If he got to be as good as Dante Hall, I'd be jump over the moon
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
But the problem, everybody wants to put him in a slot. Like he played even last year, right? He played a little bit. He played like most of his snaps outside. Because the problem with him in the slot is that he's not a good enough route runner to survive in the slot and thrive in the slot consistently. So that's why they put him outside where he can kind of be a field stretcher, pull some safeties deep, and then allow those other guys to work underneath. But now, we don't have like those. We don't have like those other guys that can go inside. Like unless it's just Brock. Well, now that we got Brock, and now we got Jacoby back, we can kind of do that stuff with Brock. But even then, like he's not a realistic weapon on the outside either because of his size limitation. So it's like,
yeah,
where do you really use him? He's really
yeah,
just a specialized kind of player.
yeah. Speaking of Brock too, man, I didn't like that we got away from getting him the ball. Like it felt like, I don't know if it was a play calling. Maybe it has something to do with Kansas City probably taking away their best weapon. And Kansas City, they're one of the best defenses in the NFL. Like that's literally how they're winning games. That's why I like going into the game. Like, hey, Kansas City is not what their record says they are. It's hard to. I know they're 7-0, but they don't look like a 7-0 team. Like they got some issues on the team, but they're getting it done. Obviously they got Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. That defense is rolling, and I didn't like that Brock didn't get his first catch. Like he didn't get another catch after the second quarter until the fourth quarter. Like it was a huge stretch in the game where he wasn't involved. You almost forgot that he had 3 catches or 2 catches to begin the game, and after that, like it was a huge disappearing act. And I think maybe you could probably put that on Getsy, maybe. You know what I mean? Like get your playmakers the football. Like try to find a way to get them the ball. I mean, or it's tough because obviously teams are gonna now figure out like, hey, okay, Devontae not here. Who's the best weapon? Oh, okay, Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers has to also figure out like, all right, how do I get open against double teams? This is a great experience for him. He's getting good reps as a rookie, which he leads the NFL with 52 catches. It's crazy as a rookie. Leads the NFL with 52
all
catches.
Players, not just not tight ends, not just rookies. All players, period. He leads. So, I mean, it's a good experience for him. I mean, just looking at the tape, most of the issue with him not getting the ball more was Gardner Minshew. That was most of the issue. Some of it was some play calling. Some of it was some of Brock's doing, like situationally, not getting correct depth on routes and stuff like that. But most of it, there was opportunities there. There were a few opportunities there for him to he would have been in position to score touchdowns, and we just didn't give him the ball. So, it was mostly on the quarterback.
Yeah. And that's why we talked about it for so long. We talked about it's frustrating to watch when you got terrible quarterback play or the offensive line is the offense with the especially in today's NFL. Like if you can't, like I think the biggest probably I would say moment in the game was when Moore got that interception and we were able to score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And did you agree with going for it on fourth down?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those situations where
you don't take the points. Like it would have been like what was at that point. It would have made a game a little bit closer. I mean, take some points, keep like Tim Brown during the game. He had a tweet saying that like there's this thing called momentum, and the Raiders had momentum. They got the interception. They took it down to the 3-yard line. Morgan almost scored, but he tried his best. We're able to get the ball to the 3-yard line, and obviously the Raiders could not get in. First down, second down, third down. Like, as a coach, do you think that he should have probably, like, you know what, like, I understand what he was trying to do, but at the same time, like, it just didn't feel right.
So even if you talk about momentum, right? Like the Chiefs stopping us and holding us to a field goal, that still creates momentum for them. Like that's still you get the ball at the 3-yard line and you don't score a touchdown. that's still a huge momentum lift for them regardless, right?
Right.
And you look at like if you're the Raiders, I made this example like you've gambled before, right? You gambled before, like whether that's on betting on games or going to Vegas, playing the tables, whatever.
Right.
Like once you win, you're like, okay, dang, well I can take this money I have right now, and I can go gamble some more, because this is how I'm playing with house money now. That was a possession we shouldn't have had. That was an extra possession that we created ourselves. And we got an interception and we got it down to the 3-yard line. This is a situation where, first of all, our defense is playing well. So if we don't score here, they still got to drive the length of the field. And if we don't score a touchdown here, then we don't deserve to win this game. So I'm going to exhaust every resource I have, which means all 4 of my downs to score a touchdown here. If I can't score a touchdown from my own 3-yard line, the game is done. It's already over. We don't deserve to win if we can't score from the 3. And we couldn't score from the 3, and we lost because we deserve to lose.
I hear you. I would have took the points. I would have kicked the field goal. Like I would have got some points. Like you said, it was an extra possession. We would have got 3 points. The game would have been a lot closer. The momentum, at least the defense would have fed off. Like, all right, we made something out of that possession. Instead, we got nothing, and that was deflating. And that literally, to me, after that, like it was downhill. Like, you know, Chiefs smelled blood in the water. Marched down the field, got some points, scored. Game was pretty much over. I mean, when I seen that, when we couldn't get any points from that, I was like, all right, yes, it's game over. Like, how do we recover from that? Like, mentally, like, how do you recover from that? Like, especially the defense, offense.
There is disgusting. So if it's selling for a 3, the selling for 3 right there,
it is,
bro. That's just
it is.
You know, it's like, yeah, I got 3, but it's like, damn, dog, we selling we kicking a field goal right here. I bet you. Look, and this is, I bet you anything. Like everybody right now is saying that, saying we should have kicked the field goal. Those same people would have started booing as soon as the field goal unit started marching out to the field. They would have booed.
Queen, take this back, please. I don't, please. don't say take it back. In Raider fashion, we'll get a first round pick and still not draft. Man, that'd be terrible. I don't want to. I hope it doesn't. That's not the case. Because last year I was surprised. I was really surprised. I was surprised that, you know, obviously the Falcons were able to take a quarterback at number 8 after. You know, that was probably the biggest surprise of the draft. If you want to be honest, like, you pay a guy $108 million in the offseason and draft the same position in the draft, like, it's crazy. And then what's even crazier is the Raiders didn't draft any QB. They thought, oh, well, you know, our quarterback room is solid with AOC and Minshew. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a tank job, bro. This is part of the plan. This got to be part of the plan. It has to be. It has to be. There's no way you could say that Minshew and AOC, that room right there, that is good enough to win. Before the season, they you know how much time they had to think about it? They had plenty of time to think about it. So they're like, you know what? If we can't get our guys in the first, which were Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, all these top quarterbacks in the draft, like, we can't get them because the teams are not willing to trade down, or, you know, commanders are not willing to trade down to number 13, which I understand. Look at what Jaden Daniels is doing with that team.
Yeah.
The Raiders maybe are like, you know what? We're going to have to shoot our shot next year. Look, I think Telesco, this is not his team. You know, a lot of the players that's on his team, he didn't bring some of these players on his team. And so he might look at it like, you know what? We're not ready to win this year. And he's kind of in charge of bringing players to the roster. So I'll put a lot on the quarterback situation, the players that come on this roster, not on AP. I put it on Telesco. So guys like Minshew and AOC and all these guys that we're like, damn, look, why can't we get a quarterback, and why we can't make him? It's because Telesco's probably playing a long game and be like, you know what? We're going to get our guy next draft. Yeah, I don't know, man. Isn't that the GM's job? The GM's job is to not look at it from this season's perspective. That's the coach's job. He's trying to win now. He has to look 3 years down the line. He has to look 5 years ahead and figure out a plan for this team and all that. That's on the GM. So I think this got to be the part of the plan, man. I hope Queen just take that comment back. I just don't want to think negative thoughts.
I can see Telesco doing some. I can see Telesco doing some stuff like that too. I can see him. I see Telesco about, we're about to draft this. We're about to draft this tight end. You have that.
Best player available.
Best player available. Nah, but Brock Bowers was a good pick, man. So like, I give Telesco a pass.
We gotta give him props. The draft is pretty solid.
He had a good draft. It's better than solid. He's better than solid. Brock is going to probably be the best player at his position within the next
first
3 years.
rounds starters. First 3 rounds starters.
Yeah. Starters. 3. Yeah, we see what DCam does. Tommy Eichenberg's still trash, but
we got to see what Dylan Lobby. You know what I mean? Like, let him play. Let him play.
Man, that was my guy too. And my other guy is balling too. That's what makes me mad. The other running back, Tyrone Tracy.
With the Giants, he's playing well. Yeah,
balling,
you know who I like? That's kind of that's a young player, Bucky Irvin, the running back for the.
I remember you were talking about him pre-draft too.
He's nice, bro. He's nice.
Yeah,
he's nice, bro. Shifty, fast. Yeah. He's kind of the prototypical third down back. Probably what Lobby's supposed to be for the Raiders, like how they use him and. Hopefully, Lobby can get involved this season because, hey, at this point, when I'm watching games, I want to see young players play. I want to see how they would look against top competition. Like, find out if we got a guy out there, and if we don't, then hey, man, we're gonna look for his replacement during the offseason. That's where I'm at right now at this point. But
hashtag SS.
You said hashtag SS?
Yep.
Hold on a second. Man, we got people pulling up left and right, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, we got to get into it, man. Let's get into flag on the play, man. It's that time,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
So this week's, if y'all just joining us for the first time, man, flag on plays, anything we have issues around the NFL, obviously Raiders, or not even just in general, things that we have a problem with, because this one here is not even NFL related. It's not football related. It's basketball related. And I think this is your favorite player of all time, Dwyane Wade. So recently they unveiled Dwyane Wade's statue, and I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of his statue here. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Just let me know. Does this look like Dwyane Wade? Oh man. And what makes it even funny is Dwyane actually spoke on it.
It's crazy. I can't believe that. Who is that guy?
he notices it too, that it doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like him at all, man. Like he has a statue, like man. He has a statue. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he has a statue. He got his own statue, but damn. Like how much do you think this costs?
A bunch, bro. A bunch. That looks like a 70-year-old Mongolian. That don't look nothing like Dwyane Wade. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Oh man, he does not like this looks like an evil villain in some movie. I don't know who, but it's man. They definitely flag on a play. Whoever did this. Man, Dwyane, hopefully he learns his lesson. Do not hire your friends. Do not hire your friends, man. Hire the professionals. But yeah, definitely flag on the play, man. This is interesting. I'm trying to think. The last time that I seen a statue in the NBA was probably Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe statue, I don't know if Kobe statue was kind of like, it was all right. It
That was
wasn't
pretty
this
rough
bad.
too.
It wasn't this bad.
It was
though.
not that bad. It's not
It
that
wasn't
bad.
this
Kobe's
bad.
pretty rough too, though.
Yeah. So, man, like I don't know whoever makes statues must charge a lot of money because they definitely not getting them. They're not hiring them to do these statues. It's crazy. But to be honest with you, you don't really see statues really look like the actual person. Like even the Hall of Fame, when they go to Hall of Fame and they do their they really don't look, to me, in my opinion, they don't even look like them. They look at the players at all.
They do better, man. They look better than that. Like you seen Ed Reed's Hall of Fame statues on point.
Oh, okay.
Ed Reed one's on point. It's a few of them that's on point. It's some of them. It's been some misses, but bro, this is like that dude looked like Jason Statham from Transporter. Like they don't look nothing like.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, that's flag on the play. But we're not done yet. The next flag on the play, if you want to get into it, man, this is a Cowboys player, and after the game, he had a little encounter with a media member, and let me go ahead and play the clip, and we'll break it down. Let's see here. Boom. All right. Oh, you know what? I think.
Took from that? Out of that whole play, that's what you took from that? You don't know football. You can't do nothing that I do. You can't go out there and do nothing. Stay in your lane, buddy. Stop playing with me, bro.
Just asking a question, Trayvon. I mean, I'm happy to have you answer the question.
Out of that whole play, that's what you took for that? That's what you got from that whole play, that's what you got from that?
I'm asking you. We can talk about it more. What were you doing then?
Sheesh. Talk about these nuts. That's what he said at the end, man.
Trevon Diggs.
So
Stephon Diggs.
So why do you have this on flag on the play? If you want to let the people know.
It's just, man, like you can't let your emotions take control of you, after a game like that. The dude have fair criticism of his play on the field. It's not like he personally attacked him. It was like he kept the football. If you're keeping the football, bro, that's what you do. People gonna critique you. So for you to have that kind of emotional outburst after a game, it's just crazy, unprofessional. He must have found out that I picked against him in our pick'em too. He mad I'm about to be getting the hat. Bro, it's gonna be all right, Trevon. His brother just got hurt too. So, but yeah, just like that outburst, man. That's the kind of stuff where, hey, you know what? If you're losing tough games, that's one thing. But if you're having those kind of outbursts after the game, that's the kind of stuff that it shows that the coach doesn't have control of his team, and that's the type of stuff that gets the coach fired. So, it could be a very, very bad look for the head coach there in Dallas. And, possibly Trevon. I don't know if he got paid. I think he might have got paid already. But he should be coming up on the contract soon if he didn't get one already. So that could hurt his value.
Yeah, man, that's tough because you could tell like there's a lot of like it was a tough loss against the 49ers, and I actually picked the Cowboys to win. I thought that was like my upset pick of the week.
Yeah.
And Cowboys, they're just not that team that I should pick this year. I mean, I don't know. I felt like I've lost every game that I've picked the Cowboys in.
I was going to pick the Cowboys, but the only team I hate more than the 49ers is the Cowboys, so I went with the 49ers.
Now, I hate the 49ers more than the Cowboys. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I hate the 49ers more. But now I thought like with the way the Niners are looking this year and Brock Purdy he had a terrible game last game. And I get it, bounce back game. It is what it is. But I thought the Cowboys could just come in here and just like, have a win. But like, hey, look, they got their own problems. Who cares? Flag on a play on Trayvon Diggs. He just took on the chin, man. Sometimes when you lose, man, like, hey, you gotta be accountable. And I think that like if someone has a fair criticism, you shouldn't be reacting that way. But it was funny though. It was funny.
It was hilarious.
It was funny. It was funny.
That's gonna be one of those things that live on forever. People will pull that up. We can talk about these things.
All right, man. So For real, they're gonna be talking about that for a while. But we got one more flag on the play this week. This week's last flag on the play is our guy AR. I was gonna say AR-15, but he changed his number to AR-5.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, who was recently benched by the Colts. Crazy. Second year. He was hurt most of last year, and he's benched. I'm like, which I don't understand. At the end of the day, and that's we'll talk about that in a second. But this is what the flag on the play was. It was after the game, and they asked him a question about during a 3rd down and goal situation, where it was like on a 20-yard line because of penalties and stuff like that. So it wasn't like it was 3rd down and goal on a 5 or 10-yard line, but he was asked why he wasn't in the game, and this is what his answer was. So here it goes. Let's see.
Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did, and I don't know if you heard that first time. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told Sam I just needed a break right there. Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie.
So his answer that he pretty much pulled himself out the game. See, so this one I'm gonna let Severe lead the way on this one because. Like, I understand why this would be a flag on the play because, critical part of the game, 3rd down and goal, you take yourself out the game, especially at quarterback, which you don't really see too often. Like, at that position, you don't see the quarterback taking themselves out. They usually play all the snaps. Like there's no – quarterback's not going to be like, hey, take me out and put in the backup QB real quick.
Yeah.
But he was honest. He was definitely honest. But it's tough, man. I thought that he should have probably played that down. They should have ran the football. But I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. I've been watching football for a long time, and I cannot think of not one time, not a single instance where a quarterback was like, yeah, man, I told the coach to take me out the game because I was tired. Like, you're a professional. And it's not like like you don't get, time between plays to catch your breath, right? It's not like you got to, it's not like it's basketball where it's or soccer where it's constantly, movement, free-flowing. You get, a whole 30 seconds in there to catch your breath. Or if you're that tired at that critical juncture of the game, call a timeout. Hey, we need to regroup, get a good play in here. We got an opportunity to move the chains or to score. Let's get a timeout. Make sure we get the right play. I recover my breath, right? But to take yourself out the game because you're tired, first of all, that reflects poorly upon you and your conditioning, because you should be able to run 40. You should be able to run 50 yards, right? 50 yards at a full sprint. And if you're a professional athlete, and be able to recover in fairly short order, especially when you're probably not going to have to run that same distance again. So it's just a bad look, man. This is a bad look, and it's just, it's no surprise that shortly thereafter, it was announced that he was benched.
Real quick, back. William says, looks like Lawrence Fishburne. He's talking about the statue.
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah.
Rated Tape said, salute to Raid. He says, Allen Iverson.
Did he recently have a statue? He did recently have a statue. I don't remember what it looked like.
But the reason why people were laughing about the Allen Iverson is because it was hella small. So they had a big ass crowd and they unveiled it and it was hella small. It was a small statue. But the thing is though, what people didn't fail to mention, because we were laughing about it on social media, it went viral. They thought it was hella goofy. Everybody was there and then they just removed the cloth and it was just a small statue of Allen Iverson, but instead of a bigger one. But the thing is though, it was a statue at the practice facility, and it's kind of if you look at all the statues at the practice facility, they're all the same size.
Okay.
Yeah, the same size. But you know how social media is the internet's undefeated. They see something, they roast it. They roasting left and right. But
instantly.
But yeah, going back to Anthony Richardson. To be fair, receivers, running backs, tight ends, defensive players that have a huge play, they usually check themselves out. They do it all the time. Like you'll see them like sit out a play or two, and then they'll come back into the game. I've seen it plenty of times. Mm-hmm. Anthony Richardson is not your prototypical quarterback. He runs. He one of his best asset is literally his mobility. The fact that he can move around, buy some time, rush from the QB spot. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of a pass or break on there, but then at the same time, just like run the ball, which they did with Joe Flacco. Why don't you just stay in there and just hand the ball off, or like you said, call a timeout? That's a great point. It is what it is. But going back to the recent mention of Anthony Richardson, man, I thought Anthony Richardson at this point, well, not at this point, but I thought that he was a guy I like coming out. This goes back to what I said about even AP. I said, how do you take, and this is maybe your overall shot at how they're developing QBs right now. How do you take a guy that's supposed to be a project at QB, that's going to need some time to develop, and you bench him? You bench him in the second year. And who needs the reps?
Yeah.
So I don't know who do you think made that call? Do you think it was the head coach? Do you think it was the owner? Someone I think someone big, it got to be the owner or something. Someone might have that's bigger than the head coach, because it makes sense to just let him play. Figure out if this is the guy moving forward. How do you find out a young player that you drafted in the first round who missed the majority of last season is not the guy, and you bench him? I just feel like that's just terrible. I don't know. Colts, they really do a good job of drafting certain players, and I've kind of gave them some. I'm like, man, especially the last couple of years, I was like, there's certain players that I want the Raiders draft. They end up getting them. But I'm like, man, I think that's just a tough situation, man. To me, this is worse than Bryce Young. People were talking about Bryce Young getting benched. Bryce Young was at least coming out. People thought that he can be good early on.
Yeah.
With Anthony Richardson, everybody knew that he needed time to develop. Everybody knew. He's 20 years old when he got drafted, 21 years old.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
The thing about Anthony Richardson is that he was he's been incredibly bad. All right. I think at the end of the first half, he was, what is that?
That Wade statue looked like Trick Daddy. D-Wade was like, now you know.
No, nah, you know that. I think at the end of the first half, he was 2 for 13.
Oh, it was terrible.
For 80 yards passing.
Yeah.
He finished the game 10 for 32. He finished the game
yeah.
That is incredibly bad.
It was disgusting.
And we all thought that Shane Steichen was this quarterback whisperer, this QB guru. So you think that, hey, this call had to come from him, because like we said earlier, coaches are win now creatures. They're not, hey, we're not really thinking about the future. How can I win this next game? What gives me the best chance to win this next game? So that's where Shane Steichen's mind is. And Anthony Richardson has just been all time incredibly bad, incredibly bad. And he started out so well last year. It was the first 4 games last year that he was playing well. So I don't know what happened, but he's developing backwards. It is a bad look.
Yeah, that stat line is terrible. It was 10 for, I forgot. It was 30 or 20 something. I was like, Lee. But I watched the game. I was watching the Colts and Texans game because I wanted to see, damn, this dude on some Jamarcus Russell type of quarterback play. But when I watched it, I mean, it wasn't as bad as the stat line suggested. There were some drops in there. And then also it's on him too, because what he is, he's boomer bust.
Yeah.
He's aggressive. He's throwing shots down the field. And the thing is, if you're going to consistently throw shots down the field, you're not going to complete like, a lot of them. Like it is what it is. It's just that's the nature of throwing it deep. Like you gotta pick your spots when you do it. And with him, he's launching it every time. He's trying to throw it deep every time, and and that contributes to that crazy stat line. His passing percentage or whatever, his completion percentage is super low. I think it's might be the worst in the NFL. Let me see if I look at.
It gotta be the worst.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta look that up. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up flag on the play, man.
Did you want to pull up the thing from the text from the Commanders and the Bears?
Oh yeah, this is definitely flag on the play. Oh man, how do I look that up? Commanders. Man, I might have retweeted that. Let me see if I retweeted it.
I got it on what you call it. If you don't got it, I think I got it on IG.
Let me see. I think I might have retweeted that. Man, that was crazy when I seen it. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Yep. All right, man. So here's a bonus flag on the play. I forgot that. Well, I don't know how I forgot about this, but Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback for the Bears, was out here talking to the fans, literally on the Hail Mary attempt by Jaden Daniels at the end of the game. Like while the play was happening, he had his back turned, just taunting the fans. You could see one of the fans in the video pointing like, "Hey, there's a play." It might have been a Bears fan, like, "What are you doing? Turn around." And he finally did turn around, but obviously we all seen how the play ended. It was a touchdown. Crazy. But here goes the clip. All right, let's see. Here we go. So here's Tyreek Stevenson on the bottom of the screen. Let me go ahead and play this. So he's talking. Man, I seen this live. I don't know what the hell. There's no way. Ain't no way.
That is hilarious.
Flag on the play. Just look at it. 30 seconds before. Look, the play is still happening. Look, he don't even care.
Oh, they said he was the one who tipped it too.
He's the one that tipped it?
That's what Will Johnson said.
Wow.
That's crazy.
There's number 29. Oh, he did tip it. He did tip it. Oh my God.
Oh, bro. That's some, bro. I don't know how good dude it is.
Hold up. Number 29. Hold on. Right there. That's him. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's mega flag on the play, bro. That is mega flag on the play.
This might be an all-time flag on the play right here.
That is all-time. That's in the flag on the play Hall of Fame, bro. That is crazy. That is crazy.
That's probably one of the worst flag on the play. Because if I was,
oh my goodness,
imagine if that was a Raiders player. I don't think he would even he might retire because the fans would go crazy. Raider Nation probably would be talking so much trash. Definitely flag on the play. Tyreek Stevenson. Man, I just don't care. You know what I mean? It's definitely flag on the play. I just don't care about the Bears. It is what it is. I was just watching as a fan of the game, and it was crazy to see unfold. But to see that after the game on social media, him just talking trash to his fans and literally be the reason it wasn't just him not paying attention and him talking all that mess and having it on social media and going viral, which makes everything worse after the game and losing that game. But he was actually the reason why the ball tipped in the air. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Flag on the play, man.
He better be good as hell. He better be good as hell, because if not, bro, he getting trips in the unemployment line. He better be good.
You said Oh man, people are cracking up about the statue.
Dawson. That's wild.
What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, man. But let's move it along, man. We got notable quotables, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going live on both our channels. So if you haven't subscribed to both, like the video, all that good stuff, man. Notable quotables. So if you want to give the intro to the first notable quotable, Severe.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we just played the Kansas City Chiefs. And shortly before we played that game, they made not necessarily a blockbuster acquisition, but they made a pretty big acquisition in DeAndre Hopkins, aka Nook, who at one point was regarded as the best player at his position in the league. One of the better wide receivers, especially when he was with the Texans. And he carried over that good play to Arizona, and then he moved on to Tennessee before coming over to the Chiefs. And after the game, after seeing two of our young corners play, he had some very, very interesting comments about them.
Real quick before I play the clip, what do you think of Hopkins to the Chiefs? Do you think it's going to be a big move for them, or do you think at this point of his career he's not the same player that he was?
He's not the same player that he was, but he's better than anything they had. So it was an upgrade. And for a team that's in win now mode, I think he provides something that they really didn't have, which is a contested catch guy down the field. He's a guy that can take a little bit of the heat off Travis Kelce, because you have to account for him. So he's not that same player he once was, but he's still going to be effective.
Okay, so here's what Hopkins had to say about the Raiders corners.
Corey and Bennett, Raiders secondary.
Oh man, they're going to be two good corners in this league for a while. I knew Jack before he came over here, and then Zero is going to be good also his second year. He showed some good stuff on film. Those guys are going to be good for a while.
Hey man, high praise coming from one of the better receivers. Probably not the same receiver that he once was, but hey, look. You could tell he was serious about what he was saying. It wasn't like he was putting on a thick. He was like, hey, look, at the end of the day, these dudes are gonna be good for a while. Which, hey, it's a good thing, man. You got some good young corners. I think corner going into the offseason last year, we were like, hey, look, we got some question marks. We weren't sure about Bennett after his first year rookie. We weren't sure about him after his rookie season. It was his first year. He did, kind of run into that rookie wall, but he did win the job. People forget he won that job outright last year as a rookie, even though he struggled. And then this year he was able to win out. There was a little cornerback position. I think the battle was between him
and Faison.
Faison, yeah. I think it was between him and obviously Faison eventually got cut. But yeah, man, I for me, it's Bennett. I think that guy, I didn't know he's really good. I think the only thing that you probably could say is that he probably is not getting as the turnovers that you would want to see. But as far as holding down that side that he's on, he's doing his part, man. He's doing his part. And I think,
definitely.
And I think with Jones, I think expectations were high for him this year. I don't think he's played bad. I just felt like the expectations were high. He just didn't live up to them. We thought he was going to be the Pro Bowl, all-pro corner, getting interceptions left and right. But, that hasn't been the case this year. But he's still solid. He hasn't been bad. I don't think corner has been a weak spot for us. But do we have a number one corner, though? That's the question. Do we have a number one corner?
No, we don't. We don't. We're hoping Bennett can develop into that. But we don't have one right now, so.
Yeah. Ultimate Raider fan in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Turf, what it do, my guys? Salute, man. Appreciate you coming through. If you haven't subscribed, go over there to the Ultimate Raider fan 32, man. Has a great channel. Go over here and subscribe to his channel. But, great comment from DeAndre Hopkins. Give us some hope. Raider Nation, we need a little bit of hope, man. It's good. Hey, look, at this point, we're looking to the future and the young players that we have on our squad. I think Bennett is going to be on his rookie deal. Jones I believe next season will be his last year on his rookie deal. Hobbs is on his last year's rookie deal this year, and Morgan as well. So we got all that cap space. Do we bring the guys back? We'll see what Telesco has, because the thing is, Telesco has no attachment to those guys. Like, he doesn't have any type of, he doesn't have to bring them back. He might have his eyes at another guy at a different position. But I think if he was smart, he wouldn't want to ruin the chemistry in that locker room.
No, facts.
Yeah.
I mean, like, neither one of those guys are number one corners. But as you said, I think the unit overall is a good unit. I think and once we get our pass rush back, I think that'll just make the secondary even better, just because, whether that be getting Malcolm Coons back, whether we, invest in another guy, getting Christian Wilkins back, I think that's only going to help the secondary. So it'll be in our best interest to keep that unit together. And, JB is quickly developing into a guy that's probably our best corner. I don't think he's a true number one shutdown corner, but I think he's good enough to be our best guy and for us to still have a good secondary.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead
my guy Pharaoh.
No, I'm still here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go to the next notable quotable real quick. Let's see here. And this is AP. If you want to give the intro to the clip before I play it. Yeah.
So it's been a hot topic among Raider Nation, whether that be among the reporters, the fans, and a lot of talk about our offense, and in particular Luke Getsy. And AP gets asked the question here by Paul Gutierrez, who's a beat writer for the Raiders for HBN. Basically, is essentially the question is it play calling or is it the players? And AP gives his answer.
All right, let me go ahead and play the clip. Man, I'm looking at some of the appreciate everybody coming through, man. Hey, I think Austin has a good comment here. He says, our organization need to take responsibility for drafting projects so high. Yeah, that's true.
Tyree Wilson.
That's true. Tyree Wilson, Anthony Richardson. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, whew. Good. Hey, good thing I'm not a GM, because I thought I really liked AR-15 coming out. But hey, you know what?
It happens.
Yeah. At the end of the day, too, I'll say this too. I just don't understand, like, the logic. If you're gonna draft someone, knowing that it's gonna take this long for him to really develop, it's gonna be a project. He hasn't have a lot of experience. You let him play, like, you let him get better. Because think about it, didn't Josh Allen have that amount of time to get through the struggles that he had early on in his career? And then it wasn't until his third year where we seen the Josh Allen that we see today, where we're like, oh wow, like, this dude, he's a monster. But his first couple of years, he was, man, y'all could have called him trash. But let's get back to the notable quotable real quick.
How fine is that line then between design and desire?
I think it'd probably be a mixture of both. I don't. I'm not going to get into the thing about questioning the play calling. I think, every play, nobody calls a play for it to fail, right? And there's got to be a level of execution, attention to detail that needs to be served on every play.
How fine is that line then between?
So he's kind of blaming. He's blaming the players. He's talking about the players need to execute better more than he's on the coaching. But I think that's just a sign that he's not going to fire Luke Getsy during the season. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna fire him, because if he says something critical about Luke Getsy, then it kind of like makes it a tough situation moving forward. People are gonna speculate, oh, they should get rid of Getsy. So it just makes sense to talk about something outside of Luke Getsy or the coaching staff, and then he'll address that after the season, in my opinion. But what are your take on it?
Yeah, but it's a lot of it is execution. That's the thing, man. And like I said, there was people look at the result of a play, and that is their determination on whether or not it was a good play call. You could have the best drawn up play in the world, but unless you see somebody like wide open and they drop a pass or something like that, like then you're not going to blame the players, right? You're going to always blame the play call. Like perfect example, I talked about this before, right? Remember last year, Aiden O'Connell's first start when we played the Chargers, right? We got down to the 3-yard line, and what did we do? We threw the ball, right?
Yeah.
And what did everybody say we should have did? Oh, why don't you just run the ball 4 straight times or 3 straight times and punch it in, right? That's what everybody said last year. And I said, first of all, I said 2 things. I said, first of all, analytics say if you're at the 3-yard line, you're more likely to score on the pass play. That's just the numbers. You can say what you want. Men lie, women lie. The numbers don't lie. That's what the numbers say. You have a higher percentage of probability of scoring if you pass the ball. But I also said that if he had ran the ball, y'all would have said he should have passed. So fast forward to now, same situation. We're at the 3-yard line and we run the ball, and now everybody's saying, why are you running the ball in that situation? Why didn't you pass? Exactly like I said they would do last year. Because people don't look at the play calls. They just look at the result of the play.
Mm-hmm. Now, I get that. That happens all the time. We're overly critical of, let's say, for example, like a good example of this is how we're overly critical of the quarterback or the head coach if they do well they don't do as well, or if they play well or the team is winning, who gets most of the credit? The quarterback, the head coach are doing a great job, this, that, and the third, right? So it's just easy for people to blame them because they are the leader of the franchise. They're leaders of their teams. It's easy to criticize something, especially hindsight is 20/20 at the end of the day. So I get where you're coming from, and I think a lot of those details that you're talking about, those details are probably not as clear to the fans as. It's not as clear. You know what I mean? Unless it's like something as obvious as, let's say, a receiver going out there and dropping a pass, or a quarterback, turning the ball over, or a running back for turning the ball over. It got to be really obvious for someone to be like, be overly critical of the players. But I get where you're coming from, man. But I still have my. I still don't want Luke Getsy to come back next year. Still don't want him to come back.
I mean,
because
that's an understandable stance.
I just don't trust him to develop a QB. I don't want a young QB to develop under him, knowing that he has like certain weak. And it just. Shout out to Big Mike. Shout out to Big Mike. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. He had a great point the other day. And I noticed this too as well, and you probably noticed this, is that like the first few plays from Luke Getsy looks really good. Like his scripted plays look really good. But when it gets to that point where it's somewhere in the middle of the game where you got to make adjustments, you got to adjust to the team and things like that, that's where you can see where he struggles at. Like certain situations, like what was he thinking, like put in a crucial situation, 3rd down, and you got Thayer Munford like lined up on the outside. Like I just don't understand. And especially the Chiefs who like to blitz, like you're not gonna use a Thayer Munford. If anything, you're gonna use Thayer Munford on offense as a right tackle. You're gonna use him on the O-line at least, maybe to protect the quarterback with a team that blitzes as much as the Chiefs. It just. That's where I'm like, I got doubts when it comes to the coaching, and maybe, and we might have doubts about AP as well too. So, and we're gonna get to that in a second. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I mean, what is your take on Getsy so far this season?
Like I said, man, it's been a mixed bag, but it's nowhere near as bad as people try to make it out to be. And if you watch the film, you see guys, wide open consistently. Now, where you can criticize them possibly is in the run game. Like I said, sometimes it's X's and O's, and sometimes it's Jesse's and Joe's. And if you don't got the the horses, it's kind of hard to perform in those certain areas. Like, by perfect example, right? Like, look at Shane Steichen. We thought Shane Steichen was some like offensive guru, right? And now looks like Shane Steichen can't take like one of the more physically gifted quarterbacks in the draft. He's struggling mightily, right? A guy that you yourself said, hey, you know what? Hey, I would love to bring this guy over to my team. Shane Steichen, and a lot of people said Shane Steichen grabbed him because he's a guy that was, had a profile similar to that of Jalen Hurts. Hey. And now Shane Steichen has this young quarterback, and he can't seem to develop him. So, like, is that Shane Steichen's fault, or is that Anthony Richardson's fault, right?
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I hope the Colts lose all of their games and Steichen gets fired. And I would like him. That would be a nice little OC pickup right there, Steichen. And then you draft. You don't think it's gonna happen?
No, because generally once guys become head coaches, they're not gonna take coordinator jobs. They'll wait for another. Unless they're like older guys, like young guy like Shane Steichen, he's not gonna go back to being a coordinator. Generally, that's only older guys. Like or if you're out of the league for a little while, you have to work your way back into the league. Like you look at like they have with Matt Nagy, but Matt Nagy's an older guy. But generally that doesn't happen like that. Like young guys, they'll just wait for another opportunity.
But who gets rehired? Like I mean, it happens. It doesn't happen too much. It happens every now and then. But I'm just like, so you think Steichen is going to get another head coaching opportunity?
Unless
they usually go back.
Unless he gets desperate.
No, what
he'd
happens?
He'd have to fail miserably. And it won't be this year. He'll have to fail miserably, and he'll be like out of the league for like a year. Then he'll come back in the league as a coordinator. He's not going to be like that very next offseason.
I think if anything, I think he's
that's when they'll look for it. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if anything, I think when a head coach gets fired, or even a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, when they get fired, usually they go back to the position that like made them so valuable to begin with. So, for example, it was an OC. He probably was a great QB coach. So they find that QB spot, get back to doing what they do best, or going to another team and rehiring them. But I think with a head coach, if anything, he's going to go back to becoming an OC. And then look what McDaniels did. McDaniels went from Denver. For example, I'm using him as an example because everybody remembers McDaniels, right? He went from Denver, a head coach, got fired, right? Guess what happened? He went to the Rams, I think, right after as an OC.
Yeah, that's true. No, and now think about it. There's been some other guys. There's been some other guys too. Yeah. Like Arthur Smith is a guy. Arthur Smith just got fired. I don't know. But I don't think he's gonna get fired this year though. That's the thing. They're not gonna fire him this year. Like,
I hope, man. That's what I'm saying. I hope
he performed well last year.
Why do you think? Why do you think he's starting Joe Flacco? Because he feels the pressure.
I just think like I said, all coaches are in the win now. They're always a win now, right? They're always in win now situations. Like perfect example, Dave Canales just got hired by, and that's a little bit of a different situation because you never know what the Tappers are going to do. But Dave Canales just got hired by Carolina, and he benched Bryce Young 2 games into the year, right? So it's like you're going to. Your coaches are always in a win now situation. So, but yeah, even if Shane Steichen's not gonna get fired this year because he had a good year last year. So this year, like they'll give him a redo. So if you want to Shane Steichen, you'd have to wait an additional year. So that would be either means you keep Getsy another year, or you hire another guy and then fire him, and then that just becomes a whole nother thing. So we're probably not going to get Shane Steichen.
Look, the quarterback that they drafted, this is the quarterback that he signed off, that he wanted at pick number 4 for the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
He officially said that it's not working. It's not working. So and he feels the pressure. He feels the pressure. If he doesn't win games and let's say, Anthony Richardson, he's not looking good out there, that's a reflection on him. The more Anthony Richardson looks bad, the more the offensive head coach looks bad, because that's the guy that they picked at number 4. So I'm thinking in my mind, I think he feels the pressure because he's going to hey, look, if I put in Flacco, the offense is going to look better. We're going to win more games. That's going to buy me more time. I think he feels the pressure. And I think if, let's say Flacco doesn't work, or Flacco gets injured and Anthony Richardson got to come back and it's a shit show, I think there might be, Steichen, there might be a possible chance. Hey, look, the Colts owner, he'll fire him if he wants to.
Look, we have a better chance at Kevin Stefanski. That would be more likely than Shane Steichen.
I like Kevin Stefanski as an OC.
That would be more likely, because Shane Steichen is not gonna get fired. Know why? Because Shane Steichen, 2 things. Shane Steichen will probably throw Chris Ballard under the bus. It's like, bro, this is your pick, or he'll throw whoever's offensive coordinator is under the bus, and be like, he'll fire that guy. And be like, I'm gonna bring in a new offensive coordinator, new quarterbacks coach, before he gets fired. So both of those things will happen. That's what Kevin Stefanski did with Alex Van Pelt. Like, bro, you trash, get out of here, and get fired him.
I like Kevin Stefanski though. I think
that would be solid.
If he gets fired,
too.
And the only reason why I'm looking at these guys as OC replacements for Luke Getsy, and actually let's get into what's real, what's not. What's real, what's not. It's where we say a statement. Y'all let us know if it's real or it's not. We also react to it as well. But, we're talking about possible, OC replacements. If the Raiders were to keep AP at head coach, just replace the offensive coordinator. And the route that we're going with is go for an experienced offensive coordinator that used to be a head coach, because now you have a little bit of stability, because they're obviously trying to regroup their career, and they're probably going to stay in a situation for at least 2 to 3 years. You draft a young QB. Now you have the same system. If everything goes well, you have the same coaching staff. There's some stability there. The quarterback will develop under that system. We all know how this league works with these young offensive-minded coaches. If they hit the ball, so to speak, out the park that first year with the young QB, most likely they out of there. I mean, there's been some examples where they stay. Like Ben Johnson, he could have got a head coaching job for the last 2-3 years if he really wanted to, but he's decided he wanted to stay and see the. I guess. Hey man, I respect it. He wants to win a Super Bowl with the Lions, or he's waiting for the right opportunity.
Exactly.
That's probably that's probably what the real answer is.
And that's why people are foolish. They are smoking or snorting meth if they think that we're going to fire Antonio Pierce and hire Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, who will be able to have his pick of any organization to go to. He's going to go to an organization that's been through 4 head coaches, if you include interims, over the past 3 years. Like, this is the team he's going to go to? It's not going to happen.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Will, I didn't know. Say it ain't so.
Yeah, man.
Chiefs fan here, man. I thought you was a Raider fan. You was up in here in this chat. You was, come on, Will. Man,
right.
He said D-Hop had 1,000 yards last year with no QB. He'll be real good.
Yeah, but he is also basically their only weapon. It was like it's him or Treylon Burks, and Treylon Burks, I think he was hurt part of last year, and he really hasn't just lived up to what people thought he was going to be. People thought he was going to be like another AJ Brown type player, and he just hasn't lived up to that billing.
Yeah. Will, first of all, man, I'm disgusted that you're a Chiefs fan. Second, you know what? I can't. Hey, look, I'm not betting against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. You give them a weapon, they know how to use it. They'll figure it out a way. They'll devise a plan, and you got a former All-Pro receiver and DeAndre Hopkins who's still got maybe some left in the tank. They're gonna figure out a way to use him, and I think he might be balling. But I think this week was his first week. He got traded in the middle of the week last season, so this the game against the Raiders is probably not a good judgment of what he can do moving forward, just because he just got there. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, the Chiefs, they just traded for a pass rusher, I believe, from the Patriots. I forgot what a dude's name.
Yeah, Uche. Josh Uche.
Yeah. So
I think he went to Michigan. But yeah.
So yeah, they getting ready, man. They getting ready to make that run. Hopefully one of these teams, man, stop them, man. Oh man, I hate the Chiefs. Man, I did not know that you're a Raider, Chiefs fan. That's crazy, man. In other words, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, man, could have said it better myself, man. Chill Ray says, you think Ben Johnson would not choose to be the Raiders head coach, even though we got cap space, possibly the first overall very high pick for him to choose a QB?
No, absolutely not. He's gonna look at the opportunity and say, look how y'all did y'all past two coaches. If we fire Antonio Pierce, bro, like, why would he want to come here? Like, what young offensive minded head coach that can go to anywhere they want in the league would say, you know what, I want to go to the team that doesn't give their coach an opportunity to build the team the way he wants to build it. They get a year to do it with other people's players, and if they don't get it done immediately, they get fired. Like, nobody, and that's bad, and that's a strike on your rep. Being a head coach that got fired, like, that's just showing you failed. Like, you saw how long did it take for Josh McDaniels to get another head job, and he was considered an offensive genius, and he had won multiple Super Bowls, right? No, Ben Johnson ain't won nothing. It took him forever to get a second opportunity, and now if Ben Johnson comes here and he flames out, it's gonna take him a long time to get another opportunity. Cliff Kingsbury, he had a head coaching job. I think somebody mentioned him earlier in the chat. He hasn't had another opportunity since. He had to go, but he had to go to college. He couldn't even get an offensive coordinator job in the league. He had to go to college as a quarterback's coach. So like, he's not going to chance his opportunity on a team that has no quarterback. It's not going to happen. Even if he thinks he has the opportunity to choose his own guy, like he's not going to chance it on that. He got to the Lions, and they had an established guy already in Goff. So he's going to want to go to a situation that's more ideal, more stable.
And on top of that, he's going into, if he were to come to the Raiders, for example, like, let's say if AP wasn't coming back and he was the head coach and choice, he would be coming to a team that already had a GM, which I'm sure that he probably would want to go with a guy that he's more comfortable with, that he knows, that he has a relationship with. I think, look, Ben Johnson right now, he has leverage right now. He can choose, so to speak, where he wants to go. Like, he's been passing up head coaching spots left and right. Yeah. I think he probably would have got the Commander's job. But he
definitely would have got the Commander's job.
You know what I mean? He would have got that easy. And they had a number 2 pick in the draft. So, look, it is what it is, man. I think Severe makes some great points. Look, stability is huge, man. We gotta stick. You gotta stick. You gotta see it through. You gotta give a guy more than 1 year. It's crazy that some people think that it's cool to fire a coach after 1 year. You know what I mean? There are some exceptions, but I don't think this is one of them. Are we still keeping Champ? Champ Kelly. I think he's going to continue to interview for GM spots, but hey, if we could still keep him, I think it's that's
an ideal situation.
It's big for the Raiders. I mean, we got another guy that can evaluate the roster. You know what, Austin? Yeah.
Yep. Man, not only that, not only does he have Trevor Lawrence locked up, super talented. He has Brian Thomas, who's going to be a stud wide receiver. he has Travis Etienne, and he has Bixby. And they have Evan Ingram at tight end. Oh yeah. And they're in the AFC South. So I mean, his main competition down there is the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
So I mean, the coach, we know what the hell's going on with them. So I think that's a. Yep. Yeah. So I think that's a good situation. Yep, and a good defense too. Yep, and they lost Brian Burns, but still.
Yeah, that was a good
still
one.
got Josh Allen. Not Brian Burns, not them. They didn't lose your Brian Burns. They just liked up Josh Allen. I mean, so they're good.
Well, I guess, hey, you know what? I guess that's a good segue to this first what's real, what's not. And the statement is AP will go into next season as the head coach of the Raiders. AP will go into next season as the head coach for the Raiders. Is that real or is it not? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if it's real or is it not. If AP is going to be coming back next season. Severe, you think AP is coming back?
Yeah, he's coming back, man. He's coming back. I don't see if it'll be such a black mark on the Raiders organization if we fire AP already. And I think Mark Davis went into this knowing that AP is a young head coach that's never been a coordinator in the job. He's probably one of the younger head coaches in the league. We know there's been a dearth of talent. There's a dearth of talent on the offensive side of the ball. There's been a bunch of injuries to what was supposed to be our strongest unit, the defensive side of the ball. So, to expect him to come out of this and win, I think that would be unrealistic expectations. Now, if it's a situation where we start off bad next year, then you can see us okay, it's kind of maybe we need to move on and start this search early. But starting to begin week 1 of next year, Antonio Pierce will be our head coach.
All right. We got people in the chat saying, all right, let's see. We got Austin saying real if he doesn't lose the locker room. Okay. Chill Races, based on what the beat writers team insider said, AP will be back next season. But all right, you know what? I'm gonna play. My bad. Let me move this up the screen. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Just to do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, man. And we talked about this the last couple of weeks with Tom Brady coming to the team. Yeah. I think if AP doesn't come back, I think Tom Brady could be a big influence on that decision because he's probably going to be in Mark Davis's ear. We heard Mark Davis talk about Telesco and AP during the owners meeting, and he gave him a vote of confidence as far as saying that, hey, you got to give it time. He believes in AP and Telesco and what they're doing and all that. Sounds good. But now they officially added Tom Brady to the team as a minority owner. And we all know that it's bigger than that. We can all see that. Tom Brady comes into the Raiders building, standing ovation. You hear Mark Davis say multiple times that we need someone in this building that oversees the GM and the head coach that has a football mind. Lo and behold, Tom Brady is that guy. You know what I mean? And and Mark doubled down with his comments by saying that, hey, look, when they asked him about Tom Brady and how he could help the team, he was like, yeah, we're definitely going to be leaning on Tom Brady and his knowledge of the game. And, obviously we need a quarterback. We're definitely going to be trying to, we're going to be pretty much, he's going to have a strong voice in that room when it comes to evaluating his team, the players, quarterback situation. So imagine this. This is a scenario where I could see happening. I think if the Raiders move on from AP, I think it can happen because of Tom Brady. And I'm gonna say it's not real, man. I'm gonna say it's not real. I'm gonna say it's a weird feeling, man. I just with Tom Brady and the Raiders, and the only reason I just got done telling you hey, the Raiders shouldn't fire AP after 1 year. But the Raiders are gonna Raider. They always do random things. They always do things that we didn't expect. We expected ALC to start the season. Minshew starts the season. We expected certain things from this team. We expected Cliff Kingsbury to be the offensive coordinator for this team. It doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It ends up being Getsy. And now with Tom Brady becoming the owner, now I can see it now. I can see a situation where AP doesn't come back because Tom Brady kind of like getting in Mark's ear like, hey, look, we need to get someone in the building that, you know, could possibly be a better game manager or whatever you want to criticize AP for. You know, Tom Brady is going to be in Mark's ear telling him like, hey, what we should do and how we going to do it. So look, I can see for some reason it's a weird feeling. I hope I'm wrong, man, because I want AP to stay a bit longer than 1 year, but I can see it happening. But I did ask the nation during the day. I put out a poll asking them who should they fire, AP or Luke Getsy. Go ahead and share the screen real quick, man. And this is what the nation had to say, man. So I put out the poll: should the Raiders fire head coach Antonio Pierce or offensive coordinator Luke Getsy? 11% believe that they should fire AP, which I agree. 89%. So hey, so Raider Nation, we're all in agreement. You know, at the end of the day, 89% need to fire Luke Getsy.
Yeah, I mean, I think this poll shows that people dislike Luke Getsy more than they dislike AP. So, you got to jump another one on just should they fire AP. We'll do that one. We can look at that one for around the shield. Drop another one. Just should they fire Antonio Pierce? Yes or no? Because I think people would just dislike Luke Getsy. So that's all off top. They gonna say him.
That's true.
I think that'll be the next one, and we can do that for around the shit. I think that'll give us a little bit of a clearer picture on the thoughts of at least you know, people that watch our show.
Yeah, no, facts. That's a good point. So yeah, we're definitely gonna we'll pull another poll later in the week and asking if they should fire AP, because I feel like it's a little bit of noise. People kind of question AP as a head coach and all this, so we want to see like how everybody feels about like the head coach. Because look, we talked about how like everybody's quick to blame the coach when things don't go right, when players could be the reason why. Because think about it. If you just look at this team, how are you going to be successful when the injuries we had with our defense, the offensive line being inconsistent, the quarterback play being what we just said, the worst in the league, worst in the NFL? And if everybody's calling Luke Getsy trash, there's just another problem the Raiders have that AP has to deal with. Now, the point is that AP did choose him, but that wasn't his first choice.
Exactly.
It's Cliff Kingsbury. And the offense that Cliff Kingsbury is running with the Commanders, he does have Jaden Daniels over there, but it looks better than what the Raiders are doing.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But let's actually move on to let's see what happens if we draft another tight end with the first pick in the draft. Man, I think Severe, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, man. I will go in there. You remember the clip we had of Antonio Pierce? We put Antonio Pierce over Bernie Mac from what's called. I'm going in there. I'm slapping Tom Telesco. I'm slapping Champ Kelly. I'm slapping whoever else is working in personnel up there. All of them getting backslapped if we draft another tight end. Especially, look, we got Michael Mayer. We got a guy that's going to be the best tight end in the league in a few years, if not possibly by the end of this year, the way he's balling. So we better not draft another tight end. We better not.
Man, Ricardo has a question. He says he's a Bills fan. It looks like from his picture here. What do you want for Crosby? Asking for a friend.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen. Yeah, just give me Josh Allen, and you can have Max Crosby. How's that sound?
Man, we get a quarterback. Man, imagine having a franchise quarterback like that. We feel that can win a Super Bowl. I don't think I've ever. Maybe Rich Gannon. He obviously was MVP of the year. MVP of the league. So I felt like the Raiders really have a chance to go to Super Bowl with the MVP, like the way he was playing, the way he was running that offense. We all remember, some of us remember that team. But that's probably the only time where I felt like the Raiders had a franchise QB where I'm like, we have a chance to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, definitely, I agree. Josh Allen, or if you guys, if they say no to Josh Allen, then probably like 5 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like 3 to 5. I mean, Khalil Mack was like 3, right? Khalil Mack was 3.
He was 3, yeah.
Man, what he means to this team too. I don't know. I think he might be bigger.
Yeah, I think Khalil Mack is a better player, but But Max Crosby means more to this team, just culturally wise, just leadership wise. The example he sets, like, he means more as, like intangibly to this team, not necessarily a better player. So,
hey, I guess so. I guess so.
What happened? I thought you were asking for your friend. Tell your friend that we want Josh Allen and see what he says.
Oh, Khalil Mack was 2 first round. Oh yeah. We got the third one from Amari. We got the third one from Amari.
It was 2 first-round picks and a third. I think we traded Khalil Mack in a second.
But that third first-round pick was from Amari.
No. It was 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick from the Bears, and we traded Khalil in a second. I want to say something like that.
Yeah, but then like later in the season, we traded Amari Cooper.
Yeah, we traded Amari Cooper. Yeah.
To Dallas for a first-round pick. Yeah.
And we
if Carr didn't break his leg, I remember that Tampa Bay game. I was like, did we find a quarterback? Like, we threw 5 touchdowns, overtime win. I mean, obviously that year was a good year for the Raiders. They were able to make the playoffs, but that injury. That was terrible. That was definitely terrible, man. Oh man, hey Zeus, man, appreciate the super chat, man. My guy, I missed the super chat. He says, salute, fellas. But what you think about hiring Pat Shurmur from University of Colorado and drafting Shedeur? Pat Shurmur, he was isn't he a former offensive coordinator in the NFL?
He's offensive coordinator with the Broncos, and that team was trash.
He was a special teams coordinator. He was coordinator.
No, he was offensive. Maybe before that, he was offensive coordinator
in the NFL. Yeah,
he was offensive coordinator under Vic Fangio with the Broncos from 2020 to whenever Vic Fangio was fired. Yeah, so he was offensive coordinator 2 years under Vic Fangio. So I'll take a pass on that. Those Bronco teams are trash.
No, but I see what Jesus is trying to do. He's trying to hey, if we go after Shedeur, maybe you want to ease the transition by bringing his OC, but I don't know, man. Yeah,
I'm getting the best. I'm getting Jarrett Johnson from the Texans, who was their quarterback's coach. Dude, that's who I'm bringing over. Who was the quarterback's coach? Shoot, I'm trying to think another young quarterback that's doing well. Who was the quarterback coach in with the Commanders? I'm bringing that dude over. I'm bringing over a quarterback's coach from the 49ers. So I'm doing that. I'm not going after Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur's 60 years old. What is it's like.
Hey Zeus, man. Hey, we appreciate the super chat, man. Hopefully Raiders can get a Shedeur centers. I mean, it's gonna be tough. Because I feel like the Raiders got to be at least top 5.
Yeah,
top 5 because the way it's looking. You know what? Let's look at how it currently stands. What is it? Tankathon? Is that what it's called? Tankathon.
Yeah.
Tankathon. So we can see the current standing of the NFL draft right now. If the season were to end today, the Raiders are at pick number 7. They're at 2-6. They're literally tied with literally from 3 to 7. We're tied with 2-6. New England is in front of them. The Jets. So New England's not going to draft a quarterback. They already did that. The Jets, I could see that happening. Jacksonville, no, they just gave Lawrence a $100 million contract. If anything, they're going to probably look for another coach to revitalize that whole situation. New Orleans I could see quarterback there too. To be honest with you,
yes, yeah, I
could see that just because if it's a guy that they like,
there's no guarantee.
Like Spencer Rattler's a 5th round pick. It's not like they're
and he ain't been playing well since he got in here, so it's not like he's gonna be
right. So they're not hugely invested in him, so they could easily draft a quarterback. And that's where the Raiders, literally right after New Orleans, they're I guess it's because of how they doing this. Opponent's strength of schedule. I think that's how they're doing it, even though they're tied up. So, so from 2, so Carolina is number 1 right now. Hold on one second. Carolina is number 1. Quarterback. Tennessee, quarterback. It's a lot of teams ahead of the Raiders that picking quarterback. I can see picking quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's about like what? Carolina quarterback, Tennessee quarterback, Jets quarterback, New Orleans quarterback. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that out of in the top 7 that could easily pick QB. So that's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to block Ricardo Green, man. He's just asked about Justin Fields. Just go ahead, put him on timeout.
Oh man, hey man, Ricardo, if you don't know, this is the president, man. This is the president of the Justin Field No Good Club, man. If you don't know, now you know, man. You're gonna have to get blocked, man, or at timeout. We're gonna put you on timeout real quick, man.
Yeah.
But hey, Jesus, man, appreciate the super chat. Let's actually go to the second what's real, what's not, real quick. The second what's real, what's not is assuming he keeps his job, AP. AP will keep Luke Getsy in his role as OC, offense coordinator. Is that real or is it not? So if AP keeps his job, he will keep Luke Getsy as offensive coordinator. Is that real or is it not? Let us know in the chat.
So there is a certain picture out there that you have on your thumbnail that would lead one to believe that that is not real. But the what AP has been saying recently.
You talking about this picture right here? You talking about this picture?
Yeah,
oh no, hold on. Let me blow this up real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Is this the picture right here? Is this the picture you're talking about?
That one right there. Yeah, that one right at the bottom. That picture says that he is not coming back. But everything that Antonio Pierce has been saying recently leads me to believe that he knows the situation that Luke Getsy is in. And I think he's going to give him, if he comes back, I think he'll give him another year.
Bro, this picture is so wild, man. The way he was looking at him, you could they're probably having a good conversation. They're probably having a conversation, but it just looked like AP was like, "Hey, if you don't call the play that I want you to call, we're gonna have some problems."
Personally, would I keep him? I see, just because, like I said, man, like the cards he was dealt, he was not dealt a winning hand. He was not dealt a winning hand. So I don't think it's fair to fire him. No, after this season. But the NFL is not about fair. It's about winning, and it's a results-oriented business. So if you're not producing the requisite results, you're gonna lose your job. But I just don't feel AP is one of those guys. I think AP will bring him back if he comes back.
Wow. Okay. So you're saying it's real. I agree with Austin right here. He says not real. I think he's gonna say all the right things right now. I think he understands that like firing an OC during the season is not gonna do anything. It's not gonna change anything. He's seen that last year. He experienced that last year. And I think when it comes down to it and they get to the end of the season, I think he's going to make that change. Look, Luke Getsy wasn't his first option. He literally was the backup option. And I think the Raiders felt like at the time when they hired Luke Getsy, I think they felt like pretty, I don't want to say desperate, but when Cliff Kingsbury literally at the last minute changed his mind and didn't want to accept the offer of the Raiders as an OC, I think that kind of messed up the Raiders situation and plan at offensive coordinator. And I think when it's all said and done, I think AP is going to make a change for sure. Especially because now, if everything works out the way it's supposed to work out, the Raiders will probably finish with the top 5 pick at least, and they have a chance to get their quarterback of the future. And if they have their chance to get the quarterback of the future, you would want an offensive coach that you feel like can develop that quarterback position. Now, I'm not sure if Luke Getsy has shown enough for us to trust that, and I don't think hey, look, he wasn't the first option. That's what I'm betting on. He wasn't the first option. If he wasn't the first option, that tells me everything I need to know, man. They're easily going to go a different route, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it can go either way. Like when I say he'll be back, I'm not saying that with a ton of confidence, to be honest with you. But I just think that, people were asking the questions whether it was him or Justin Fields with Chicago, right?
Right.
And then we saw that he got 3 interviews and that Justin Fields got traded for a 6th-round pick. And so I was like, okay, well, obviously the issue in Chicago was Justin Fields. And Justin Fields goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers and he starts off winning. And then people are like, look, see, the real problem was Luke Getsy. But then we saw the offense with the Pittsburgh and it was trash. And as soon as they bring in Russell Wilson, offense is operating on an entirely different level. Najee Harris is playing the best football he's played in years. And so, so people realize, oh, well, Justin Fields ain't no good. Like, even though he was winning, Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches in the NFL, was like, yeah, I'm going to sit him down. I'm going to take the risk of putting this other guy in here who was coming off of a year at the kind of an awkward year with Denver. And we're going to put him in there. And he instantly came in there and performed. So I think the issue in Chicago was Justin Fields. I think the issue here is the quarterback play we have here. And I think the AP realizes that, and that I think he'll give him another shot. I personally, if he can find a young like guru, I'm all for it. I'm not like I don't got no loyalty to none of these coaches, right? Like if we can find somebody better, I'm all for finding somebody better. But I just don't know. Like I said, I don't know if anybody given the materials that Luke Getsy was given would be able to perform any better.
There was a report the other day that I seen. I don't know how, I think it was like from Tony Pauline or something, or I don't know. But it was a report about the coaching staff and how there's a little bit of like issues that they're having, and it's not just Luke Getsy. It's guys like Marvin Lewis and Rob Ryan. They're accusing them of like pretty much just literally collecting a paycheck at this point. Like they're not really doing anything to really help the team at this point. But it's gonna be interesting at the end of the season who goes and who stays. Whether that's AP or even if AP stays, I think it might be more than one assistant coach that might leave. I think also when AP looks back at this whole situation, I think this might be a classic case of too many hands in the kitchen. I think he needs to be, at the end of the day, everything is going to fall to him with the Raiders issues or anything that goes wrong with the Raiders. Everything is going to be fall under him. So he's going to have to like be confident and start basically, standing on his decisions at like when it comes to managing the football. Like get rid of that Sheldon dude. First of all, let's get rid of him. If Marvin Lewis ain't helping and he's collecting a paycheck, then he need to go. Rob Ryan, hey man, seemed cool dude. Marvin Lewis seemed like a good dude, but if they're out there collecting paychecks at this point, they're not really helping the team. And obviously Luke Getsy, I'm not a big believer in him. I said that during the offseason. Look, you can talk about Justin Fields, but Justin Fields looks better. He looked better with the Steelers than he did with the Bears. He looked better. In my opinion, they're winning. No. I'm just a little.
They were winning. See that? No. So that's the difference. See, that's a different standard.
Yes.
Were they winning? Yes.
Winning matters. Winning matters. Matters.
Was it a result of Justin Fields? Hell no, it wasn't. And we see that now.
Well, I mean, look, the team was already established. You know, they had a good defense. Arthur Smith, I think, was a solid hire at OC, especially given that he fits in with the Steelers' identity with running the football, play action, which fits in well with, I thought that would have fit well with a guy like AP. So I was kind of surprised that Cliff Kingsbury was the guy, and I'm like, damn, okay. Kind of respected that hire by AP. Like, he was looking at it from a forward thinking, like, hey, let's get a young, innovative, offensive-minded coach. So I kind of like that. But then when we didn't get Cliff Kingsbury and we got Getsy, I was like, damn. It is what it is, Mel. Look, Miles, man, I'm with you. Getsy sucks, bro. As simple as that. Simple as that. Nightmare Raider Podcast. Appreciate you coming through. He says, really hoping Brady helps Mark make better business decisions because Mark doesn't have the football acumen that his dad has. I really hope that Brady brings a real work ethic to the Raiders. I hope so too. I'm hoping, man. That's the only thing we can do at this point. ATG says, yo, y'all have TB12 in your corner, bring Richardson, Raider. So he said y'all have TB12 in your corner. He's gonna bring studs to the Raiders organization. Hey, I'm hoping for this. And you know what? A lot of people like the move. Yeah. I haven't really heard some criticisms about the move. Like, no one really said anything like, hey, everybody's been like, man, this is big for the Raiders. And coming from people who are like big, like I would say that criticize the organization a lot. Like, there's some people that like will, and the way I look at it is like, if you could be honest, that's all I needed, whether it's good or bad. But if the way kind of the Raider Nation kind of looks at it is like, oh, you're a hater. But if the haters are like, damn, adding Tom Brady is huge, that should tell you something. Like, they even they can admit that it was a big move. It was a great move for the Raiders. If this is the case, they need to give AP complete control.
Don't do that.
You said you wouldn't do that?
No, that never works.
Well, complete control of what? I think he might be talking about like maybe the coaching staff. I
think he has complete control of his coaching staff.
Yeah. I think AP just needs to like, hey, look, get rid of that game manager. If it's not someone experienced, someone that is successful at doing it, then why are we hiring first year? Like, AP's already a first year guy. Like, he should fire him right now. Just fire him. Just get rid of him, or like demote him. Let him do something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let AP manage the game. Like, get it out your system. Like, this is going to be your chance to actually get better at something. I was under the impression that he was actually managing the game, but it came. I forgot that Matt Sheldon was a hire where's a guy that pretty much is going to be managing the game for the Raiders for AP. So I guess it puts less pressure on AP during the game, but. Come on, man. AP, you got to be head coach. Got to be head coach.
At the end of the day. I mean, I think technically that guy is just a consultant. I don't think he's like actually making the decisions. He just consults with AP, and then AP, the final decision is on AP. But, still at the end of the day, like, that's a blind leading the blind, basically.
Zay Too True, Luke need to stay for a better draft pick. I agree. I agree with this comment. This should be like a sign at the game. Luke, stay so we can get a better. You know what I mean? Like, just have it like, how they be having funny ass, signs during the game.
I'm telling y'all, Luke is not as bad as y'all try to make him out to be. Like,
I don't think he's as bad, but I don't think
people wide. It'd be people wide. If we had a better quarterback play, this offense would look completely different. Completely different.
So that's kind of what your reason. I think that's what you're standing on, is that's the reason why he would come back, is because it shows up on film that players are wide open.
Yeah, and that's what AP keeps saying. Like, AP keeps saying it too. Like, it's like, dude, execution. That's one thing. And one of the things he did say, I think he did criticize him a little bit. He was like, you know what? Hey, if something's working, keep going back to it. Call it 2 or 3 times in a row. Like, that's what other teams are doing. But, like, he's scheming up stuff open. He done schemed up, I don't know how many touchdowns, and either whether it be Minshew, whether it be Aiden O'Connell, mostly like 90% of the time it's Minshew. It's just not getting it done. So, I think that they need to improve at that position. Like it's like just last game, I can point to like 3 touchdowns that were taken they're taken off the board because a missed read, or we do, instead of on an RPO we hand the ball off instead of throwing the screen pass, or like it's like every single game. So you just need better quarterback play, and we're not going to get it until next year.
Old school says to pick his own people. He did though. He did. I think there was a situation, like I said, with Cliff Kingsbury that was just a weird. The Raiders always keep you on your toes, man. Like something random always happens. But Cliff Kingsbury, last minute he changed his mind. He goes to the Commanders, but
yeah,
if that was his guy, that tells me that AP was thinking about the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like with Cliff Kingsbury, he was like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna get a young QB out this draft. We need an innovative offensive mind to be able and has a history. He has a history with working with some quarterbacks. Cliff Kingsbury worked with the Mahomes, with obviously the quarterback out there with the Cardinals. I'm missing
Kyler Murray.
And there's a few other quarterbacks that played in the NFL as well. So he has a history of working with quarterbacks coming from Texas Tech. With that air raid system that he, obviously was successful with. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Austin Avila says, I think one thing we're not talking about is his play calls is getting in late with Luke too. There are no checks at the line of scrimmage. Might be a QB issue too, though. Okay. Yeah, that could be a possibility too.
Be a possibility. I mean, have we had many delayed game penalties? I mean, I could think of, like, for example, like this last Jets game, they were like 3. I would say they had like 3 delayed game penalties, 3 or 4, and that's with like a veteran quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. So, but I can't think of many situations where it was late and like we were like about to get a delayed game penalty or we had to call a timeout to avoid one. Off the top of my head, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Nightmare Raider Pockets, a good head coach is ready to manage and take over all situation at any time, and that's not AP. But look, if you're gonna hire a guy that's a former linebacker coach who's never been a coordinator, who obviously is lacking experience, who when hired, everybody understood that like he needs time to develop as a head coach, then
exactly.
Wouldn't you give him that time to see it through, to see if it would work or not? Because I think it's all about expectations too. Like if you're expecting him to be a Hall of Fame coach right away, then like and knowing that he doesn't have a whole lot of experience with a team that, to be honest with you, is not very good. This is not a very good team. Like, tell me something about this team that to say that is this a good team? If we had a different head coach, it would be different. I mean, if there could be a head coach to make Minshew and AOC look good and make this offensive line look good and make this and somehow like say some type of seance or ritual to get all these injuries on defense, you know what I mean? Kuntz could come magically appear and be like, "Hey, I'm good to go, man. I'm not on the IR no more," or you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously we, the Marcus Epps and all these guys is hurt. Christian Wilkins, a big free agent signing, defensive tackle who's playing probably his best ball before he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many different reasons why. And then you talk about Luke Getsy too. Come on, man. We gotta be fair with criticism though. It's a little bit.
Sean McVay couldn't get this offense up and running, right? Like,
yeah, man.
Like there's Bill Walsh in his prime couldn't make this offense look good. Like there's just a serious dirt. Like the quarterback position means a lot, man. It means a lot. Like that affects your run game. That affects everything, man. You look at Najee Harris looking like trash, and as soon as they get Russell Wilson out there, first they played us, and then they got Russell Wilson back, and now right. Najee Harris is killing. Right. So like your quarterback influences a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, man, hey, it's been a great show. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in. At this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody in the chat as well. If we weren't able to get to your chat, everybody in the night crew, man, we appreciate everybody in the night crew coming through. Just make sure to leave a comment after the live, man. After the video ends, make sure to leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree with if AP should be fired, or Luke Getsy should be brought back, or he should be fired, or anybody else on the coaching staff? Because there was a recent report. I should put it up. I'll probably repost it. I think it was. I sent it to you. I sent it to you. I think it was a report about like the Raiders assistant coaches collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. He sent it to me. Yeah, he sent it to me and Big Mike.
Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, like there's some issues with this team. Let us know what you're thinking, man. At this point, man, the Raiders are 2-6. Looks like it's tank season is officially underway. Like, I'm looking forward to what the Raiders can do in the future. I'm not really expecting too much from this team. It doesn't make any sense to expect something out of Minshew, AOC. Obviously, the defense is playing well as of late, but they also have their injuries. We traded away Devontae Adams, so we're kind of like, hey, Jacoby Myers, I like him. Good receiver, but I think he's a number 2. He's not a number 1. So there's a lot of different things. I mean, there's some good things that we could look forward to as far as the future, as far as, the tight end where Brock Bowers and obviously this rookie draft class, which hopefully they can fully put out there. Like, let's put out Dylan Lobby. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping. Like, I know everybody's talking about the fumbles. Daniel Kim, salute. My guy, man, with the super chat.
The mod father.
The king of mods. He says, great show, night crew, putting in work, man. I appreciate you coming through, my guy, man. And everybody coming through, man. Make sure on the way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Daniel Kim, man, appreciate the super chat. Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to.
Yes, sir. At the Severe Raider here on YouTube, the Severe Raider on IG, the Severe Raider on X, the Severe Raider on TikTok, on Snapchat. You can find me every Tuesday night here on the 50/50 show. Also every night, every Friday night on Around the Shield. Also Tuesday afternoonish, me and my guy 805 and Chris from Protect the Shield. We do our show. Make sure you also hit up Around the Shield on IG as well, for all the latest Raider content. And you can find me after week 18 at the hat store getting some new hats.
Oh man, throwing shots already, man. You're not going. Hey, it's not over. It's definitely not over, man. It's not over. If y'all don't know, man, we do game picks every week on Around the Shield weekly every Friday. So make sure to tune in. That's later this week. Like I said, me, Severe, and big Mike Raider, man. Make sure to subscribe. And then we're here every Tuesday, man. Every Tuesday, the 50/50 show. Look, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here every week, man. We're gonna talk about it, everything that's going on with the Raiders, man. I'm looking forward to seeing some young players play out there. I want to see the Dylan Lobbies. I want to see the young players play. I like what I've seen from Tyree Wilson. Is it a sign for more to come? Who knows, man? But look, if he's getting sacks and he's getting pressure, he's beating people in front of him. Hey, that's a good sign. But I will say that the Chiefs' offensive line right now, I think, is struggling too. So, but that's a big step up. At least Tyree's taking advantage of that. Guys like him, younger players, I want to see him out there, man, for the rest of the season. Because I want the Raiders to solidify that top spot at the draft, man. We got to get our quarterback of the future. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Everybody that was able to support the show, we appreciate it. Yeah, Austin, man, appreciate it, my guy. Old school. One thing I can say is our penalties dropped so far under him. Yeah. I think last season too, man. Like the penalties is they don't look like the Raiders of old. I mean, I feel like the Raiders have been pretty disciplined when it comes to like penalties under AP. Lobby will Chill Ray says Lobby will help the tank with his fumbles. Bro, he fumbled in preseason, and he fumbled his first carry in the NFL. So
same thing in both situations.
Yeah, but I'd rather see him. I'd rather be him out there and just figure out if he's a guy that can help this team moving forward. Like, let him get out there. Because I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know what? We know what we have in Madison. We know what we have in Zamir. They're still gonna play. But if it doesn't hurt, even Amir Abdullah, like at this point, like
Abdullah's in his 30s, man. Why are you still?
Yeah, like why is he on the team? I mean, but. That should tell you how much confidence they have in Lobby. But hey, like put him out there. Who cares? Like let's see what he can do. I'm over here vouching for Lobby, but I like to see it ran back healthy with the right QB. Yeah, facts. Oh, man. Okay. So you're saying Getsy at OC? We'll see. I don't know. That was a good show, Sphere. I like how y'all broke all the plays down. Yeah, man. Hey, man, make sure to check them out every Tuesdays, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man, check them out. But hey, like I said, we appreciate everybody coming through. Clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Any last things before we head out?
Nah, man. So say that boy Tyree, he got that sack on that same tired bull rush he do all the time, man. So he ain't getting no props from me on that sack, bro. But yeah, man, #SS, baby. Strategic substitutions. Put in the young people. I don't want to see Amir Abdullah out there no more. If you think Madison can be your back of the future, go ahead and run him out there. If you want to see some more Zamir White, throw him out there. But other than that, man, hey, put Ramel Keaton out there. I shouldn't be seeing Alex Bachman, whatever his name is. I shouldn't be seeing him no more. I shouldn't be seeing none of these dudes no more. Hey, get James up out of there, move JPJ to center. Like, let these young boys get ready for next year. It's the future. It's time to do what we've been avoiding doing this whole time, and that's just, bottom out, get the best possible picks we can, and then start fresh next year.
Yeah, and one last thing, and old school, I think you mentioned earlier. He asked about Michael Mayer. As of right now, he's out for undisclosed reasons. Sounds like pretty serious personal issues that he got going on, that he's dealing with, but hopefully we get to see Mayer come back. I want to see what it looks like to have Mayer and Brock Bowers kind of featured in this offense. Like, how's that going to look like? But I don't know, the way it looks like I think he might miss the entire season. It seemed like it because they're not saying what it is. It's kind of been hush hush.
Yeah,
and it just seemed like he's going to be gone for a little bit, but. We'll see, man. We appreciate everybody coming through, man. We'll see y'all later this week around the Shield, and then obviously next week 50-50, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Peace.
Just win, baby.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.